The Dr. Dre Sound. What is this sound? Well, the sound of records that he produced, like the Chronic series, and also artists like Eminem and 50 Cent. This sounded like drums larger than life, dry and hitting your face. You know, awesome bass lines and often some beautiful piano or orchestra or some world parts or samples. If you are offended by extreme compression and pushing things to the limit with plugins and things like that, if you're a subtle kind of guy, then this might not be the video for you. But if you are like me and like pushing gear and want to really, hear heavy duty compression, then this is the right video for you. Stay tuned, I'm going to be back and I'll show you how to make that Dr. Dre sound. Okay, so I have a small beat that I did with my MPC and the DX7 synth I have and the EMU for the piano sounds. So I've got a small arrangement going, a small beat, and then I've got some effect sounds. So I'm going to start working on this to make it sound like the Dr. Dre stuff. So like I said, there is extreme compression involved. So let's get down to it. So this is the basic beat that I have. Okay, so this comprises of the drum sounds, which are a channel of kick and snare together, one additional snare, and then hats, some chimes, cymbals, and stuff like that. So I'm going to mute the chimes and cymbals for now. I just want to work on the kick, snare, and the hats. All these three channels are going into a bus, and I'm going to put on our Goliath plugin onto the bus. So I'm going to explain what this plugin does and how we're going to squeeze out that kind of saturation and compression from this. This plugin is also available as a free trial version on the Tone-Empire website. So you can download and check it out for yourself. But I'm going to start with the gold setting. The gold setting is basically a tube mode. This has three modes. The silver is a solid state saturation mode. The gold is basically tube and titanium is tape. So I'm going to start with the gold mode because I'm looking for that tube sound. And we're going to start driving the sound a little first for saturation. So as you can hear, the saturation has already brought an edge to the sound. It's already made it very edgy and crisp without any EQ applied at all. So the next thing I'm going to work on is the envelope section. So this basically is like a compressor, but it's not exactly a compressor. Why we've added this section is because I feel it has more grab on the sound, more like analog compressors. So between the motion setting, which is basically the envelope amount, and the roof setting, which is the dynamic range of the saturation, which are kind of new controls, but don't worry, don't be intimidated. You can hear the result of how these sound. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze in this bus a little with compression. Let's compare without. I can also use the wet and dry mix if I want to mix in a bit of the dry sound. I can pull back on the effect a little bit. I think that sounds good. We can move on to the other things, which is the cymbals and the chimes. So we've got a chime sound. This is cool too. What I want to do is also squeeze in this chime sound and make it just high frequency. So I'm going to use Goliath. We'll probably use the solid state mode on this and apply some extreme kind of compression and effects. I'm also going to filter out all of the bass and the mids to just keep that high-end sparkle. I like that. It's just a kind of thing you can feel a little bit, but not be too harsh in the front. Now we have the piano sound, so I'm just going to mute these for a second. Just listen to the drums. But definitely the drums are very smacky now. You can hear the kind of in your face and they're compressed heavily. I'm also going to create that kind of effect for the piano sound. So just listen to it solo. That's what I want for it. I want to really squeeze it and saturate it. So just going to use Goliath. And then I can use the tape setting in this case. It's sounding really, really compressed. I'd warned you I'm going to be doing some extreme stuff here. Let's listen to this with the drums. Now let's listen without the effects. You can hear it's like a big squeeze happening on these sounds. Let's go down to the bass. I'm not going to compress the bass too heavily. We will just, compress it moderately. There is no moderate in my books really, but we'll try. I like it already. I think it all sits really well in the mix. It's dry, but it's kind of smacky. So I like this kind of sound. Let's listen to this track again without the plugins, and then I'll slowly switch them back in so you can see what's going on. There, I think it sounds nice, dry, and pretty smacky in your face. Let me know how you think this video went, and if you enjoyed it, and if it really did sound like that. And if it doesn't, please do comment below, give your suggestions, let us know what you think. And I'll see you in another video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so now, so you can listen to and see some more videos like these as I will be coming up with them. You can get a free version of this plugin, like I said, on tone-empire.com. Get your free trial version, check it out. If you like it, buy it. If not, let it go. I'll see you guys next time in another video. Ciao.